Should you get an online coach or an in-person trainer? This is a great question because we've experienced both for a significant amount of time. There's definitely pros and cons to both.
The more flexibility within a program, the easier it is to adhere to consistently over time.
The main focus is our communication day to day, the nutrition plan, your habits, your mindset.
The workouts aren't really the limiting factor. People have a life problem. That's why they don't get results.
If you're on the fence of, do I need an in-person trainer? Should I go for an online coach? I will probably lean towards...
I'm Ryan Stevens.
Dr. Taylor Waters.
I'm Ben Olliver.
Welcome to the Supra Human Show, yeah?
Should you get an online coach or an in-person trainer? So we've all came from in-person. Were you a personal trainer, or you were more of a strength and conditioning coach? Yeah. So we were personal trainers for 5-6 years.
Yeah. We went online because no one likes spending time with us in real life.
Yeah, you can't smell from online coaching. You can't smell on the internet. But this is a great question because we've experienced both for a significant amount of time. It's not like we've done online coaching for a year and in person for 10. You know, I think we've been online coaching now for close to 8 years.
Yeah,
and so more online now than in person. And I think there's definitely pros and cons to both. So if we talk about in person first, what are the benefits? Who is it for? And then compare it to online coaching. Because I mean, we are biased because we work for an online coaching company. But I think with all of the things that we discussed, the goal is for all of the listeners to make an informed decision. And so maybe online coaching isn't right for you in this current moment. And so if we can just break down the good things, the bad things to look out for, then you can make your decision based on that. So if we go in person first, I found for my benefit from in person, it taught me how like my personal skills grew massively from in person coaching, like the ability to build rapport with people and stuff. But obviously, that's on the coaching side.
Yeah.
I was going to say that from like the coaching side, the first step is go in person. Like,
I said to anyone that wants to be a coach, or even guys that have said, you know, how can I work for Supra? I'm like, have you coached before? If they haven't coached in person, I'm like, go work in a gym for a couple. It's not what people want to hear, but it's like, go work in a gym for a couple of years, because then at least you actually see if you enjoy coaching itself. Because if you don't like coaching people on the gym floor at all, coaching probably isn't for you in general.
Yeah, I tell you what, like coaching skills, coaching cues, that stuff comes from the in-person, isn't it? Like when you go, because when you're online, you're like providing the information, but there's a way of delivering the information as well. And I think you sharpen those skills much more in person, like coaching through movement patterns and things, because you'll be a bit more specific than just providing like general information. Do you get me?
Yeah. Really good to like build your personable skills as well. It's like, what do you do in the rest time? You know, like you talking, building rapport, like goes a long way when you go online coaching.
Yeah.
You know, when I go in gyms, you just see people counting reps and they're on their phone in their rest times. Next, like, no, you engaging in conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the biggest pro that stands out from in person is obviously coaching technique. Yeah. Like there is massive limitations, not to say you can't do it, but coaching form in person is way easier, basically because you can manually move someone into the position that you want, because it's just like we were talking about with exercise cues. You could say like knees out during a squat, chest up, and different cues will work for different people. And that's what you have to get good at with online. If like, do I need 10 different cues that achieve the same thing and see which one clicks with that person. Yeah. But when you're coaching someone in person, if the first cue doesn't work, I can just grab their shoulder and go like this, and they go, oh, now I know what that feels like. Yeah. And then you can learn movement patterns in exercises much faster in person. So I think for complete beginners, if I had to go like, which one is the winner, I would probably lean towards in person for someone that's like never ever set foot in the gym before. That doesn't mean you can't get great results online, but I would say if you've at least had a gym induction with someone in person to go, here's how you use the machines, here's how you do a bench press, a squat, a deadlift, like your learning curve is going to be much faster than watching YouTube videos. Yeah. I learned Olympic weightlifting through YouTube, and had to like relearn it 1,000 times because I didn't have an Olympic lifting coach. And it's like, how am I'm trying to give myself these cues based on videos I'm watching, and then I have to film myself and be like, well, I know my hips are higher than that guy. And if I just had someone go, do this, I go, oh, like so much easier.
Yeah.
And I agree with that as well. Because if you think about it, right, a beginner has like a gym problem where like they don't know how to use like machines, they don't have proper technique. Whereas like once you've solved that problem, like the results really come from, like people have a life problem. That's why they don't get results, right? Like emotional eating, weekends, stress, etc. So once you've solved that gym problem, like learning exercises with good technique, then your results really come from the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, especially for our clientele. You know, like very rarely do I have people, again, if they know how to use the gym and like with the goals that they want, like fat loss, etc. The workouts aren't really the limiting factor. No. You know, like a lot of people, they come to us, they're already in a gym, and they still not got the results they want, you know, because it's everything else that you don't get with like an in-person PT.
Yeah. I think the benefits you see in person is those live cues. You can give the cues there and then. Like if you can see someone moving it in a certain way.
Mid-set,
you can give a cue that's going to get it working. Whereas like, you know, giving someone feedback on a video of them doing a squat from one angle is not quite the same as being able to...
It's retroactive.
Move around. And then they've got to remember that, rewatch the video, go into the gym and try and do it then. And they're still not getting live cues to see if that's correct or not. So that is a much less efficient way to do it. And we have it where on the elite program with Supra, where we have the fly-ins and they come in and we do in-person coaching, then you can just refine that technique a little bit more. And it's not like they're doing the technique wrong. Like they've been working online using videos, and their technique is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with the technique, but you can refine it and make it that little bit better if then you can give those live coaching cues and get it done properly. So I think that is the main benefit of in-person is just that live cue, that live feedback, and like perfecting the movement. So as you said, for a complete novice, if you're like no confidence in your ability to go in and execute these exercises, even on like machines and things, like you can go to a gym and spend months and months just like spinning your wheels, doing nothing, because you haven't even got the technique right, let alone training at an intensity that's going to result in some form of adaptation.
Yeah.
So it's like an in-person can just get you through that phase fast. It's like you do a month, twice a week with an in-person, boom, and you're already way ahead now. So now you can start training at an intensity that might actually get you somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think outside of that, that's where the limitations end.
I think the other benefit I would say is if you're a beginner, or even if you're just like really lacking in confidence and shy, and you don't have a friend that you can go to the gym with, like going to the gym to meet with your personal trainer, I think it keeps you accountable, because again you've booked something, and if you don't turn up, you have to pay for it, or you should pay for it. But just having that support system with you in the gym, because we've all had it when you first start going to the gym and you feel like everyone's staring at you, and then you're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, I feel like an idiot. And when you've got someone there that has clearly got confidence in the gym because they work there, they're talking to you, you've got like your gym buddy, so to speak. And I think that massively helps if you're coming from a place of just like, I don't like the gym. Like if I don't like the gym because it makes me feel a certain way, I think just getting, like you said, a couple weeks of, because then even if you're not using that trainer afterwards, there's someone in the gym that waves at you when you walk in. Like there's someone that and it just takes your confidence from like a 0 to a 1.
Yeah.
Because that confidence is going to build over time regardless as you progress. But I think just to get your foot in the door, it's like anything, if we said, let's try surfing, like we've never done it before. It's like, well, if I go to a beach where there's loads of pro surfers, I'm going to feel like a right twat. Whereas if
barely swim.
You look like one as well.
We'll get Colin. Colin gives some lessons. But then if I go there and then I have a lesson with one of the pro surfers, you automatically feel like, well, none of the other pros are going to look at me and be like, oh, what a dick. It's like, no, he's having a lesson with a pro.
Yeah, unless you'll learn a badge on the car.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's going to it almost gives you that like shield, so to speak, where it's like, oh, like everyone knows I'm learning. Like it's like you've got the learner badge on your car, exactly what you said. I think there is advantages there. But then if we go into cons, there's loads of really shit in-person trainers.
The barrier to entry is low, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trash out there.
And then if you're working with an in-person trainer that doesn't know correct technique or isn't like you know, making the small talk and could make you feel more awkward in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, and make you feel like you're just wasting their time. You know, I the amount of times even at the gym I go to, I see trainers with their hands in their pockets, and it's like, even though I'm not in the world of personal training anymore, like it genuinely pisses me off. Like, because I mean, I used to watch you train people in the gym, and it would be like laser focus on every single rep, you know, and if anything, you lose count of the reps because you're like, I'm not worried about the number. I want to make sure they're executing properly.
Yeah.
And then I see people in the gym like, and they've got their client on a treadmill, and it's like, one, like, have them do that before you get there. Like, you don't need to coach them walking. But then it's, your hands are in your pockets. When the client's back's turned, you're on your phone, and I'm just like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
It's probably like my biggest pet peeve in the gym behind leaving your weights out. Like, it's just
you can see the map in their session as it goes, isn't it? They walk in, there's no plan.
Yeah.
They've just been in there chatting to their mates.
There's no like, you know, hype. There's no positive reinforcement. It's just like really just dull, like even silence between sets. It's like, cool, 3 seconds, and then we go, cool, and then they're just staring, and you can tell they're just daydreaming.
Yeah.
And there's no like, because you know you're going to be you might be on one knee if they're doing like a cable row or something, and it's like you're looking at their shoulder position and you're coaching and stuff, and like you don't see it anymore. Like,
I often see people on their phones when they're actually doing their set. You know, and it's like, come on. You know, it's almost like there's no structure to it. It's like they're just winging it. It's like, what's free next? All right, we'll just do this. It's like just chaotic.
It's very low quality, isn't it? Or you get the other extreme end where you go in and like they're like the hardcore trainer. So then, like, the only job is to, like, give you an absolute whooping. So, like, you go in and it's just, like, the hardest training session they can possibly run you through. Every set to, like, way past muscle failure, absolutely crucify you. And again, like, you go in, you're wanting to, like, learn the movements and build your confidence. And instead, you go in, you get an absolute spanking. And then you go out and it's like, that you never see that transform into like, oh yeah, now I love going to the gym. It's like they hate it now more than they ever did. It's like all you're doing is taking the part that they probably don't enjoy that much and making it like the main focus of that session. It's just give them an absolute grilling.
I remember because I worked at the university gym, and then I also personal trained at a gym called Fitness Factory, and the guy that owned it was awesome. Like a Joe DeFranco follower, like trained very similar to me. We got along great. He was probably the only other good trainer in there. And I would go in and I'd be training my clients. And then there'd be other PTs in there. And the client would come in and it would be like what's the song that's like, bring Sally up, bring Sally. And it's like, and they would just be doing burpees like to the song. And he's like, oh, good session today, guys. And I would be looking at him like, do you just like, are they paying you to do that? And I don't think many of the PTs liked me in there because I didn't talk to many of them because I thought they were all fucking useless. But then also like their clients they'd be watching me coaching my clients and be like, oh, that like what are they doing? And he's like, oh, I don't do burpees. Like,
train hard, just
I was just like, and I if they said like, oh, you know, what do you think I'm trying to do this? Do you think that was good? And I'm like, no, that was a useless session. I was like, why are you paying to do that? Like, it was embarrassing to be associated with some of those trainers.
So it can either go one way or the other, really, can't it? Like in person. So like if you are going to go in person, make sure it's a recommendation. In the beginning.
I think when you look at like you got a complete novice here at 0%, and then you got 100%, which is like an expert in the field. Getting an in-person personal trainer probably gets you to like 10%. So like, but above 10%, it doesn't have much use past 10%. However, it can get you from 0 to 10% really quick. Whereas if you don't have one, 0 to 10% might take you 18 months. Whereas if you do have one, you might do it in 2 months. So it's just a really easy way to fast track that initial 0 to 10%. Whereas like now I feel comfortable in a gym. I know how to move. I can start loading some weight properly. The risk of injury is lower. And then you've got 90% of the game to chase them, but like at least fast track the 0 to 10.
That's the main objective, isn't it? It's like as long as you know how to complete the movements like with good technique, you feel comfortable in the gym, then you're good to go.
and you can't count to 12.
Yeah. I think because the other thing as well then is, because like we were saying, you've got the, say, 3 workouts in the gym that you do with your personal trainer, but then all the progress that you make, if your goal is to change your body composition, like say fat loss, for example, your diet is going to be the key driver and all of your habits and behaviors outside of the gym. So even if your in-person trainer is giving you a meal plan, and touching base with you outside of the gym, that's online coaching.
Yeah.
Like that's how they're coaching you. And so really, like, if they're doing that, you're doing online coaching plus in person. Yeah. But I think the issue with it is when you have an in-person trainer, mentally, you put all of your stock in those 3 workouts and you won't pay it. It'll be like, oh, the add-on is he gives me a diet template, and he touches base with me. So all your focus is on like burying yourself in those 3 workouts. And then you kind of just mess around with the rest of it. Whereas with online coaching, it's almost like it's flipped. And it's like, well, yeah, we've got workouts, but they're not the focus. The main focus is our communication day to day, the nutrition plan, your habits, your mindset, like all of the things that you do outside of those workouts. And that, to me, I've got significantly better results with far more people online coaching than I ever did in person. It doesn't even come close.
Yeah.
Like that's not to say I didn't get results in person, but trying to convince them that the work, again, like my income relies on them coming to the gym and me training them. So for them to go, this stuff isn't really that important or not as important as you think. You need to be doing this diet stuff and everything else outside. No matter how much emphasis I put on it, they would be like, oh, I really want to do this in my next workout or something. It's like, no, like you need to stop drinking gravy. Like it's like that's the issue. And it never worked. And then as soon as I switched online, results were just like 10x.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not even giving this person workouts. They're doing their own workouts. Yeah. And it's like all I'm doing is teaching them proper nutrition and, focusing on sleep, steps, hydration, that kind of stuff. I'm like, do your own workouts, do what you're currently doing. We're just going to change. And that's when like my mindset shifted, like the workouts really don't matter that much. Yeah. Like, and I'm like a gym guy. Like I love training, but I was like, I haven't even had a conversation about training other than, do you lift weights? Cool, keep lifting weights. And then we just changed everything else. And the results were insane.
You say this, Ben, as well. Like COVID was a good realization for that. Like we were just doing like push-ups, sandbags, pull-ups, like
anything you get your hands on. And didn't lose any muscle, like still got in shape. Like
if you can train hard, then like what you do, there's a lot of wiggle room there in terms of what you do. Like you see people, some people do body part splits, some people do, full body, some people do 2 days a week, some people do 6 days a week. So like look at all the variety and every one of them can get jacked. So it's like, well, what's the common theme between them? It's they train hard and they train consistently over time. It's all the other stuff outside the gym that's going to dictate the results more than those things. As long as you're covering the fundamentals of consistent hard work, well, then you're gonna again, there are some smaller specifics there, but it's as long as you're doing those 2 things, you're covering most of the way, and then the other stuff is going to dictate the most.
Well, think about it. We have clients like they train at home with like some bands, dumbbells, some even bodyweight, and get fantastic results.
But I would just say we're talking about body composition.
Yeah.
As soon as you start talking about performance, then you're going down specifics of like, well, then programming is important and doesn't downplay anything else, but what you do in the gym has to have carryover to the thing that you're trying to perform in. But for the sake of this conversation, we're just talking about body composition change, building muscle, dropping body fat. But like the upside to that is like your sandpit that you get to play in is huge. Like the more specific your performance is, it's like, well, I have to work within these variables. But when your goal is to just look good, you can, I don't want to say you can do anything, but like you could, if I said to you, you've got to train with nothing but your body weight for a year, you would probably look exactly the same as you do now. And then if I said you can't do bodyweight exercises, you can only use machines in the gym, you probably look exactly the same.
You could find a way to, the only area that is pins, bodyweight squats.
You'll be doing some slow pistols.
I tell you one thing, you made a good point there in terms of like consistency over time. Like one of the key factors there as well, it's like accountability. Whereas if you have a PT, let's say they go twice a week, 3 times a week, right? You've got them for what was the average session, like an hour? Whereas like online coaching, 24/7. You know, so like that, you got that accountability much more frequently, much more touch points. So then they're more likely to be consistent over time. If they've got an issue, like they can communicate that with you, solve it in real time.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge advantage of online.
Like we churn out, you look at the winning streak in Supra and there's like daily transformations going in there of just clients flying in. And it's like, I don't know, again, off the top of my head, obviously there's some out there, but like, I can't think of someone who got a personal trainer, like an in-person, and it just like, oh my God, have you seen him now? He looks insane. I just haven't seen it. Just like from your 3 sessions a week that you did with someone.
The only people I can think of is when Nick Mitchell had the Ultimate Performance in Mayfair. But it was basically online coaching because, I mean, they would beast them in the gym, but then it was all diet.
Yeah.
Like, but because they were such high ticket for in-person, and they like their whole thing was like, you know, they'd work with celebrities and they'd be like 12 weeks will transform you. But it was like aggressive, you know, where like they'd have daily cardio, 4 to 5 workouts a week, like aggressive low carb diets, you know, full supplement. They did like the full shebang.
But it was almost like online coaching, but it's, you still see them in person. So it's just online coaching of people who are in your area.
They were really like the first ones that I know of kind of in the UK where they put all the emphasis on like the diet and stuff as well as the hard training. But outside of that, like I really don't know any in-person like gyms or businesses that are churning out like those kind of transformations. It's all online coaches and companies now.
And that's it, isn't it? Like the difference is like most PTs, they just literally focus on the workouts, whereas like the Nick Mitchell, he focused on everything else as well. You know, so like sleep, stress, steps.
But I think
like,
the
building out habits, all this stuff is
I mean there's so many pros to the even with the online stuff. When we talk about the time between sets, building rapport with clients, you're still only talking to them for that hour, you know, or like, you know, say 30 minutes in between the sets. Whereas I've, you know, made best friends of clients online where some, Mike Musselman, one of our coaches, like we met for the first time this year. We've been friends for 7 years, best friends for 7 years, like through online coaching. Never met in person, like Zoom calls, you know, messages, like that's it.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and so like to say you don't have the personal touch is an outright false.
Yeah.
You know, because we've built some of the best relationships that we have in our lives through online coaching. Yeah. We have this job because of online coaching. Like I had never met John like in person before I started working for Supra, and so it opens up so many doors on that side. But I think from a rapport building standpoint, I've built far better rapport online than in person.
The opportunity for more frequent touch points, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like a WhatsApp message, Zoom call, whereas like when you have structured PT sessions, which is like 2 to 3 times a week or whatever, beyond that, you may not talk.
You
know?
Well, in order to be an effective online coach, we have conversations around their work life, their family life, stresses they have, all these things that are going to impact the way they eat, their exercise schedule, their travel schedule, all this stuff. Whereas if you're an in-person PT, you got an hour there and you're going to be talking through a lot of training stuff, coaching points. And you squeeze in some general chat between sets, but you're not going to go into much detail between sets.
Yeah.
And that'll normally just be like, what are they up to these days? Or you're not going to go into too much detail. Whereas in order to be an effective online coach, you have to go into detail on those things.
Yeah.
So like, again, we built really strong relationships with people online, whereas in person, again, those relationships were okay, like they were fine, but they weren't that deep. They weren't like a lifelong friend or someone that you're friends with over a long period.
The other thing as well is when you're working with someone in person, it's highly likely that that's going to be local because you're going to be going to a gym that's nearby you. And I think there is still a level of like, well, I'm not going to tell them my deepest, darkest secrets because I probably know other people in the gym and they know other people and we have mutual friends. Whereas, you know, I think a massive upside to the online coaching is I feel like from my experience, clients are a lot more open to just being honest with you about, you know, maybe their relationship or their job or the stresses that they have, because they're like, who the fuck are they going to tell? Like they're in another country or another state. It's like, it's a completely unbiased, you know, non-judgmental person that's not in your town, in your circle, So I think it just allows people to just be more confident, to just be like, oh, I'm really struggling with this. Like, I'm depressed. I'm like, I've been binging at night, or like my work stress is really high. Like my relationship isn't going well. And then we can have an honest conversation, because again, we're not in that circle, and there's no gossip or anything like that. Whereas, every gym that I've been to, it's like a school playground. Everyone talks about everyone, and PTs are talking about their clients and stuff. And it's just, I think people lose that ability to just be completely dead honest. And because we know when working with clients, that's one of, if not the most important thing, is our clients have to be honest with us with everything that's going on. Otherwise we can slap band-aids on stuff and, give basic tactics. But if we don't really know what's going on, you're never going to solve the issue or sort the problem out.
It's those problems that are really holding them back from keeping them stuck from their results as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's where, like, when you think about things like work stress or emotional eating and things like that, stuff plays a much bigger role in terms of body comp long term than their technique on a front squat or their. So it's like, again, you can have quite poor technique on a front squat. The risk of injury might be a bit higher, but if he trains it quite hard, he's probably going to get pretty big legs.
Don't worry, mate. I'll give you a front squat. I'll give you a leg extension. You'll be all right.
It's where the emphasis, though, isn't it? It's like exactly that. Like when you're coaching in person, you're basically there in the gym working on their technique and stuff, when they could be having, their life could be falling apart outside of the gym, and you're like, oh, just bend your knees a bit more. And it's like that's not really helping them. Like, that's not solving the big problems. And I think online coaching has allowed us to go like way deeper with clients and have them and be able to have those conversations constructively.
I don't love the term. It's like lifestyle coach, isn't it? But I hate it. I definitely don't refer to myself as a lifestyle coach, because you don't want my life either. It's like I'm not someone to base off. It's the health and fitness part of your lifestyle that we coach.
Yeah, even well-being makes me like cringe a little bit.
We need to know about the other things, but I'm not helping you in those. I'm helping you in this area, but I just need to understand those in order to.
It's really hard to come up with a title without it sounding corny, because you could be like, I'm a transformation coach. It's like, well, that sounds shit as well. Like, it's just, corny.
I tell you another thing as well is that, like, working online is actually more flexible for the client as well, because obviously if you've got like PT sessions, like, well, you need to be here at 3:00 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I can't do any other time because I've got like other sessions booked in. It's like, whereas like when we're online, it's like, all right, move your session
you can train when you want. You can message me when you want. We always respond within a few hours. Like,
because like, especially with our clientele, like off the cuff within an hour, they got a flight to a different state. It's like
they need their trainer to travel with them.
To
that's a perfect example of, the more flexibility within a program, the easier it is to adhere to consistently over time. So, and that's where, like, as you get older, you transition from like classes. So for example, like if you're into like martial arts or boxing or like a weightlifting class, people, as they get more responsibilities, like kids and stuff, they move away from those because they're limited by where they can go at what times, because they've got all these other responsibilities. So you have to find something that you adapt around your own schedule. And again, being online, there's no time limit there. It's like you can turn up whenever you want, but here's the program and everything that you need to do. Whereas if it's like, I can fit you in 9 a.m. Monday morning, I can't do that. Oh, well, we'll have to leave it. We'll have to go to next week. Yeah. It's like, it's way easier to adhere to online because it's all built around you. Yeah. You're not fitting into the PT schedule or the PT's life. It's the online coach is designing everything around you and what's specific to you. Yeah. So again, from an adherence standpoint and a long-term consistency standpoint, it's much, much, much more effective.
Yeah, we integrate into their lifestyle essentially.
Yeah. So I think the other thing with in-person, exactly on the scheduling, how many people do you know where, let's say their trainer has to cancel for whatever reason, does the client still go to the gym and train? They'll go, oh, I get a day off. And so, it's like the ownership is all on the personal trainer to show up. Whereas when it's online, that's already been established. Like, I'm not in the gym with you. You need to go on your own and take some ownership. I'm not going to feed you your meals and give them to you in person. You need to like learn these skills. And so I think just from the offset, there's a shift in ownership of your own results. Whereas in the amount of times in person, like if if I was sick or something and I had to cancel, not once did I have a client go, "Oh, can you send me the workout and I'll go do it." They'll just go, "Oh, cool, I'll see you on Friday." It's like, "You're just not going to train then." Like, and so they're already like, you're all of their results depend solely on you to turn up, when it should be them turning up. And so I think online coaching has that advantage of like, we're in another country. Like, I'm not going to be there with you. Like, I'm not your alarm clock in the morning. I'm not your babysitter. I'm not going to drag you to the gym. And you know, some people do need that, but I think that's the upside to the online. It's just the ownership kind of change up. But then I think if we look at cons of online coaching, very similar to in-person, where
loads of shit ones.
Yeah, at least, I mean, the barrier to entry for personal training is you need I think in the UK it's like a level 2 personal training qualification for any gym to basically hire you legally.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's like in the US, but it's probably something similar. And it's, you know, if you have £200 and you turn up for a weekend, then you can get it basically. Like
the pass rate is very high.
Yeah. Like, if you fail that, like, God, you shouldn't be allowed out the house, let alone in training people in the gym.
But I think the one I did, it was like 98.7% pass rate or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, who are the ones that failed? And they probably died. They probably couldn't complete it because they passed away.
But then, obviously, in online, there's zero barrier to entry. You can literally say, "I'm an online coach," and you don't need any certifications. There's no governing body. No one is like, "Oh, we're going to audit you and see, like, let's look at your programming and stuff." Like, there's no one that you have to report to or submit anything to be an online coach. As long as you put a disclaimer like, "I'm not a dietitian or a doctor," have at it. And so you do get a lot of really shitty online coaches.
And it's like, you can go to, you know, if I went to you, for example, like, I know you got the masters in nutrition, masters in S&C, so it's like, I know that you can't just buy that. I know that's quite difficult to get your hands on. So I know, at least, like, I know at a bare minimum,
You've got some level of intelligence.
You're invested in this to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay. But online, everything that, say you look on a social media profile or a website, the things that you're looking at are stuff that they've said about themselves.
Yeah.
And that they can say whatever they want about themselves. Like, it might not even be true. Christ, how many times do you see transformations being put up that aren't even theirs? They're just people who they just find them online and making them. So it's like, there's no way to verify this person is good, because it's all coming from them anyway. It's just like the most biased form.
You could literally say like, "Oh yeah, I've got a master's in nutrition." Like, and even if a prospective client goes, "Oh, can I see a certificate?" And you go, "No." Then you're just like, I'll wait for the next client that's not going to ask me.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally just lie. Like, someone have to actively try and disprove you.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, like I there's just so many con artists out there, and just terrible online. I mean, we've done a whole episode on that, so we don't need to go down the rabbit hole, but that is a con. Is just, there's no barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Play it safe, sign up to Supra.
Yeah. But then I think, you know, going again to toot our own trumpet, we, you know, with our custom coaching, we have the online where we can work on technique and stuff with, you know, video recording and stuff that we do, communication daily with clients, accountability through the roof. The elite package that we have, in my opinion, is the best package that you could get, where we have the in-person, not weekly, but like with those quarterly fly-ins, where it's kind of like it's almost like an MOT or like a calibration of like, let's look at your technique on everything, let's refine some stuff so you can go and implement it over the next 3 months, and then come back, revisit it, retest, look at where we're at. And then we get all the pros of the online stuff as well. And so like, I don't like, if you sign up to our elite program and don't get results, I would just say it's 100% on you. Like, because there's no way that, like, if you follow that program and you show up to the in-person, there's no way that you don't get better. Like, and also there's guys and girls in that program that have made lifelong friends through the in-person social side as well. So there's loads of other advantages to it.
But even that, like, building a community, getting social support, like, I think the elite program, it covers every single possible avenue that you could go down.
Yeah.
If you're trying to transform your body composition. There's nothing that isn't covered within that program.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I mean I'm always going to lean towards online. As much as I really enjoyed training people in person. Like I love being in the gym. Like you got the social aspect of it. It's like really rewarding when you give someone a cue and then they tweak it and you're like, holy shit. Like, when we first started, you couldn't even do a goblet squat and now you're, doing heavy deadlifts and back squats and stuff. Like that's brilliant. But from a result standpoint, it's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
Like if you want to, again, look at our Instagram page, with all of our before and afters, and then show me any in-person coach that has even come close to that, and I'll concede, but I don't think it's out there.
It's undeniable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the best way to summarize it again is if that novice is at 0% and the expert is at 100, online coaching can cover the whole thing. It can get you from 0 all the way to 100. It's not the most effective in that first 10, but everything after, and it can get you up to the very elite. Whereas even guys to our level have online coaches, the guys who are even coaches themselves. But I think the in-person will only take you to 10%.
But it can just get you there.
But it will get there. I would say in that 10%, in-person probably outperforms the online.
Yeah.
However, online can still cover that area, maybe a little bit less effective. But then PT in person can cover the 10% and you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could do that within a month. Just get that out of the way. And then I would say online is the way to go. But yeah, hopefully that just gives you a bit more clarity. If you're on the fence of, do I need an in-person trainer? Should I go for an online coach? Hopefully that will allow you to make an informed decision between the two. But thank you as always for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. And we'll see you next time.
If you love this show, please like, share, and leave us a 5-star review so that we can help more people. I'm John Madsen, reminding you to always go get what's yours.